Hello guys from Manchester Airport, home of the inactive travelator. It's Friday the 13th of August. I'm taking two flights today, and what could possibly go wrong? The first one is a cheapskate special from here down to Dublin with Ryanair. It's really a positioning flight, to be honest, because when I get to Dublin I'm going to be catching an Aer Lingus A330 over to London Heathrow, and I'm travelling in seat 3K, a throne seat in business class. So I hope you can join me for this trip. It's going to be a good one. The weather's great actually, so I hope to take some great videos on the aircraft. So stick with it guys, and I will catch you in a bit. Cheers for now. Right guys, so I'm not going to dwell too long on this first leg of this trip. You're not here to watch another bog standard Ryanair flight from Manchester to Dublin, are you? But just for reference, the pilot, Colette Daly, for this short trip aboard EIDWF, informed us that it would take approximately 40 minutes in slightly windy conditions from runway 23R at Manchester down to Dublin today. There were some great views of the English coast as we reached our cruising altitude, which was 22,000 feet. After about 10 minutes we began our descent in more gloomy conditions, to be fair, and a slight crosswind approaching runway 28 at Dublin, right on schedule. I've actually filmed the whole flight in real time, so if you are interested in this, I'll be popping it up on my new Facebook page, which you can access following the link in the description below. Well then guys, I'm at Dublin Airport, the fantastic Terminal 2 there behind me. See that? That's pretty cool, isn't it? I actually arrived in Terminal 1, so I've got to make my way over to Terminal 2, and there's a little walkway there which enables you to do that. And I've got to wait around for an hour or two, and then I'm going to be catching the fantastic flight with Aer Lingus on their A330 in business class, or Aerspace as they call it. And I'm going to share that trip with you because it's something I've been looking forward to for a while now, and I hope you come along and enjoy it with me. Okay, so yeah, to get to Terminal 2 at Dublin you have to walk down this long glass tunnel, and then you take the escalator all the way upstairs to departures. There's big open spaces here and nothing feels too cramped at all. There was no fast track available today, but the airport was quiet, so that wasn't really an issue. Once airside, there were some decent views of the ramp, but I thought I'd take advantage of my business class ticket and go and seek out the lounge. Unfortunately, when I got there it was closed. Now, there was a sign on the door which I interpreted to mean that it wasn't really Aer Lingus' fault at all. They'd been told to close by the Irish Health and Safety Executive, I presume, because they weren't providing an essential service. And I kind of understand that, which they thanked me for, by the way. But if this was indeed the case, why was the gift shop in the main concourse open? Is that an essential service? Yeah, so anyway, I trudged back to the cafe and bought myself a coffee, which I took to the gate. There are some great historic pictures down here, incidentally, which were a nice touch. The old terminal building seen here and completed in 1941 still remains in situ, and is by now, as you would expect, a listed building. Okay guys, I am at Terminal 2 in Dublin Airport, and pretty much just next to the gate where my aircraft will be taking me to London Heathrow this evening. And I've got to admit, I'm really excited. This is a special trip for me. I'll let you into a little secret. This is the first time ever that I will have travelled business class in a proper lie flat bed seated type thing. So I don't even know what to call it properly. So anyway, it's only to Heathrow, but it's something I should have done a couple of years ago, and of course everything went a bit mad. But now, finally, I've got my chance, and in an hour or so's time, I'm going to be sitting on the best seat I've ever sat on in an aircraft in the sky. So I'm really looking forward to it, as you can imagine. I know I always say that, but I really am this time. And I'm going to take some great shots when I'm on the aircraft and when we're up in the sky. So yeah, please come with me for the ride, and I will speak to you again a little bit later on. Cheers for now. Okay, so we were called through to boarding. Business class boarded last, by the way. I'm not really sure why that was, because we turned left on entering the aircraft anyway, so it wasn't as if anyone had to walk past us. A very odd decision, I thought, by Aer Lingus. Let me know what you think in the comments below. There was a friendly greeting from all the crew, actually, so that was a positive start. And I made my way to my seat today, which was 3K. That's one of only 2 throne seats located on the right-hand side of the aircraft. The other one is 5K, by the way. It was really great to have 2 windows here. I did feel slightly more important than most as we pushed back from the stand. And my aircraft today would be just 1.5 years old, an A330-300 EIM. Which sounds a bit like McDonald had a farm, doesn't it? It's named Saint Silan, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Looking around, I would say the business class section was about half full on this flight. We made our way past runway 34 to line up on runway 28. We enjoy the takeoff with me, and once we get up above the clouds, we'll have a little look at the seat and the other facilities on this 50-minute flight over to London this evening. Right, so let's have a look at the throne seat, as it's called, and the reason being that you sit between 2 large armrests either side of your seat. Now I've reclined it a bit here, as I'd already started playing around with the buttons, which are located here next to a universal plug socket and USB connectivity. Legroom, as you would expect, was great, and the footstool type thing is wide enough for both feet when the seat is in its fully lie flat position. Beneath the in-flight entertainment was a pair of headphones. I didn't think it was worth getting them out of the plastic bag, to be honest, for such a short flight, so they stayed put in their little storage compartment here. To the right of the seat was a storage area, handy for my cables and kit, and ordinarily tool storage is right next to it for in-flight magazines, etc. Note the safety card is on your left, as are some additional seat buttons, presumably for when you're in the lie flat position. The IFE remote control is also stored on your left in this little cupboard. That worked perfectly well on my flight. As well as a movie map, you had the usual selection of movies, TV, games, etc. and even some decent music on offer too, I was pleased to see. Again, I didn't have time to try much out on this short flight, but it looked like there were plenty of options to keep you entertained long haul. Above your head were individual reading lights and air vents, usual kind of thing really, but obviously if you're in one of the throne seats you do get these all to yourself. Right, so catering was pretty sparse at the time of filming. We were basically offered a tea, coffee or water, along with a Twix or a Kit Kat, and that was it. The crew were apologetic about it, to be fair, but like the absence of lounge facilities at Dublin, I would question whether Aer Lingus can justify charging €145 one way, which was the cost of my ticket, for such a limited service. Anyway, as it didn't take me long to eat the meal, I had time to trundle off to have a look at the toilet. And yeah, full marks here. Colour coordinated soaps there, you can see. A big bright mirror and a clean sink with plenty of paper towels. There's an air vent here to cool down any overexertions on the toilet, and yeah, that was about it. Does anybody know why you can't use your mobile in the toilet, by the way? Okay, so back at my seat, and let's take some time now to enjoy the views as we cross over into England and make our way towards London. We would be landing on runway 27R today, which obviously means there's a few decent views over the city on approach. And just like that, my first flight in a proper business class lie flat seat was over. We taxied over to the gate in Terminal 2, which was also a first for me, by the way. And before I knew it, I was on my way towards a hotel in central London.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot.
Well, guys, what did you think about that? That was Dublin to London Heathrow with Aer Lingus in business class, their airspace product, as they like to call it. Was it worth it? I paid €145 one way, and just for the novelty, really, of sitting in that fantastic seat. And yeah, the seat is fantastic. And to be honest, I just got a bit overexcited about being there, turning left when I got on the aircraft, and messing about with the seat. But in terms of the price, yeah, I mean, the lounge is closed at Dublin Airport at the moment. There's no fast track. You don't really need it at the moment anyway. But that's another thing you don't get. There's no priority boarding. And on board there are limited drinks and snacks, which basically amounted to a tea or coffee and a Kit Kat or a Twix. So for me personally, it was the experience. So it's given me a taster. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please, if you have, leave me a comment, a like and subscribe. That would be great. And until the next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Cheers for now.